Hi, besties. And we back. Okay. Okay, besties. School's starting back, and I know we're like all excited because the kids is gonna be out of the house, and we finally get to have some time to ourselves. Especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, you can finally because the kids are at home all day. I know some stay-at-home moms, they love when their kids are home because the house is not so empty and quiet for most of the time of the year and stuff like that. But I also know some stay-at-home moms who's like, yes, finally. And then I know some working parents that are like, yeah, I can finally, feel me, like sleep in a little bit. My older kids can go on their bus, and my younger kids don't start school and daycare until this time. I get some little rest, or vice versa, or however you want to play it. I know some of us are happy and some of us are a little happy but a little sad at the same time because it's like our babies, right? So I'm excited, but I'm also scared. Like, I'm living in Texas. A lot of us know about Texas and how their schools are and how you know what I'm getting at. So it's a little dangerous. It's a little dangerous out here. Now the elementary schools is all up and dangerous. So I'm like a little worried. I'm not too worried though, 'cause I live in a military town, so it's like military gonna pull up. They're gonna pull up by their children. I'm not gonna lie to you. We went on a code red. It wasn't even school pew pew and none of that. It was just a code red, y'all. We had to shut the school down, lock school down. I don't really know if it's really a code red. I just say code red because I associate code red with being lockdowns all the time. So we was on a lockdown, and there was a fugitive on the premises. He wasn't trying to harm us. That's not what I took from it. I just feel like he was trying to get going, trying to get out of the way. But we could have been hostages. We don't know. We was on lockdown. So we did what we were supposed to do. We click. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like we did what we were supposed to do. And the military did what they were supposed to do, and the police did what they were supposed to do. They had a helicopter. I know it's helicopter, I know. But they had a helicopter on there. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like if they needed to, they was gonna bust out the tank. You feel what I'm saying? I just feel like they was gonna make it live, large, and in charge. And that's okay with me because it's protecting. And I wish all schools had that type of access. You know what I'm saying? Some of the schools they don't. They be having police officers. Some police officers be scary. They be having parents that be doing too much. They be having teachers that be doing too much. They just be having a lot of things going on that's doing too much. And I just feel like it's a little scary. So they have new laws and rules in place for backpacks, clear backpacks only, none of that, no weapons, none of that. And I just feel like also they need to be implementing at every single school since y'all, hold on, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Since y'all are so worried, and I'm not saying this in a really condescending way, I'm just saying in general, since we're so worried, where the metal detectors at? Where are the police officers that stopping each kid at the door and wanting them down? I went to school in Minnesota. We don't have a lot of school pew-pewings, but baby, we got some. It's not all peachy and keeny over there, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, we got some YNs for real. Like, they be having us get wand down at the school. And although they take our phones and all that, we still come with like 3-4 phones and all that good jazzy stuff and all that. They wand you up and down. Like, and if you have something on you, you gotta go. They will find it. They don't care. And the females pat down the females and the males pat down the males. And it's like that. Some schools actually have the full body metal detectors where you walk through. Yeah, not mine, not the ones that I went to, but it gets like that in the field for real. So why can't we do that for out here? Like, I don't know. Y'all just be safe out here. Because I just feel like it's really critical for our children and ourselves to be safe. Also, as like teachers and staff, I think we need to be more attentive, but like not so reactive when it comes to the children. I know that there are things to take serious, and I genuinely 100 wholeheartedly agree. Take it as serious as a heart attack. But some things you have to understand is culture, and some things you have to understand is not culture. And I think that's another thing where the barriers are. Like, there needs to be like a cultural understanding around schools and children, because there are children who have different culture backgrounds, who have different understandings of authority based on, and that's not racism, it's just based on skin color. And I'm not talking about just black children, I'm not talking about just white kids, I'm talking about all children. There are some children that have different understandings of authority figures, of friendships, of personalities, of understandings of words, just off of ethnic and culture. And I think there needs to be like a broader understanding for staff and for students. I think that just needs to be a thing that is taught or understood in the world, because a lot of us misunderstand certain stuff, and we don't take it serious enough, or we take it too serious, and that messes up a lot of things that are going on in this world. And I genuinely feel like we just need to be a little bit more understanding and a little bit more cautious of the things that we do and say around these children, and also cautious of the things that we do and don't say to them when it comes to certain things. Excuse me. Now, for me, I speak life and love into all of my students. I don't be like, why are you guys acting bad? Why are you guys doing this, and that? I don't do that. I ask them, hey, would your parents be appreciative of your behavior? Do you want to disrespect yourself in that type of manner? When you grow up, do you want to look back into your life and see the behavior that you caused for yourself and for your teachers? And I'm not going to lie to you, this is not something that I just came up with on my own. There were teachers who loved me and actually talked to me that way. And now that I think back to it, I just be like, dang, I'm sorry. Like, to myself and to them, because they were not doing this they weren't doing this for their money. They was doing it for real. Like, they loved me, they cared about me, they wanted me to do great in life. And so they would ask me questions that I think about now as an adult, like, is this what I want to represent myself? Is this the type of things that, you feel what I'm saying? I always tell the kids, like, you matter, you're important, you're beautiful, you're handsome, you are smart, you are, and you are all these things. I put love into what I say. And I know, like, oh, Allie, we have to be cautious because we don't want them to think that we're hitting on them and nothing like that. Baby, be clear. And don't think I don't like you like that. I care about you as my student. You don't even gotta say I don't like you like that. You say, I care about you as my student, and I want you to be great in life. I want you to go far. So these are the things that I expect from you, and these are the things that I know you know how to do. So this is what I want you to challenge yourself to work better at. And that's not hard to do. We ain't gotta touch them and be all rubby with them and none of that. You ain't gotta do all of that. You speak love and light to them, even if they're walking away from you. They expect you to say bad things. They expect you to say negative stuff. They expect you to go off on them and tell them that they don't matter and that they don't mean nothing. That's what they want from you, because that's what they're expecting. So if you hit them with that, you would be surprised how many students will look at me and be like, girl, what do you mean? And learn some slang. Just learn it. Learn it. Don't learn it to be these are what you can't say this in my class. Don't learn it to do all of that. You can do whatever you want in your class. That's your class. That's your prerogative. But if you learn some of their slang, if you learn what they're saying and you use it in the proper terminology, they're going to look at you and respect you, bro. They're going to look at you and respect. I'm sorry, not sorry. When our teachers would use our slang when I was little, bro, we laughed and we thought this stuff was cool, because how do you know that? You're old. You're like 75 years old. You're a dinosaur. And the whole time they're just 30. They're just 30 years old. That's 5 years, 6 years away from me. They're just 30. So it's like, all you gotta do is really just try. You gotta try. And students, if you're watching this, if you're a big sibling, if you are somebody who understands what's going on in life, try to be more kind to yourself, but also try to be more kind to your sibling. People get bullied all the time, and sometimes kids don't be knowing how to say stuff or talk to anyone, and they talk to their siblings because sometimes the parents don't get it, or sometimes the parents get talked to it because the siblings don't get it, or sometimes there's nobody else for that person to talk to because they don't have siblings and cousins for real. They just got themselves and their parents, and so they don't know who to go to. And I think it's really important that we really, really try to be so kind and understanding. I don't even just mean be a pushover, be somebody that's getting ran through, like as far as being bullied or being shoved around and being taken advantage of. I just mean be kind, because there are little kids, and this is not something that happens all the time or now, because it used to happen back in the day, that gets dumpster trash dive. You feel what I'm saying? Picked up, put in a dumpster. Now, I don't know if they putting people in lockers no more. I think that's why they made lockers so small, because humans actually could fit in them back in the day. But there are people that are still getting bullied, and sometimes it's cyberbullying. And make sure that we teaching our little boys and girls to love themselves. Little boys and girls, you do not have to send that person that picture just because they said they're not going to talk to you no more. Little boys and girls, you do not have to make a fool of yourself just because the popular kid said that you could sit at the lunch table. It's not that serious. I swear, honey, half of the popular people in my life got pregnant early, and not taking care of their kids. You feel what I'm saying? Don't got a good job, don't got a good head on their shoulders. They were supposed to be, their future was so bright, but they are on DRUGSs. Like, there are so many different things, and there are some popular people who are doing the dang thing, and I love that for them. They're probably sorry for their behavior. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to see them for the rest of your life. So you just got to make sure that you're doing what's right for you. But like I said, please prepare your kids for the next school year. Please prepare yourself for the next school year. Take some self-defense classes. Do what you gotta do, but be kind, spread some love, and bye, besties.